So we are on Wuthering Waves. In today's video, it's going to be talking about my pulling plan. As many of you who watch me know, or may not know, if you're a new viewer or you only watch my very occasional woo-woo content, I pretty consistently make videos talking about my pulling plans on my HSR accounts. However, I've decided, to get a bit of hip in my step again, to start playing Woo-Wah a bit more consistently than I was before. The reason being, we are only around a month away from 2.6, and 2.6 has and I'm very low on pulls and pity banner, and recently, for those who don't know, 2.6 leaks came out. We finally got, the version 1 beta for the characters, everything, and something interesting with is that she's a sustained character, a healer, and she can give herself shield, and she can do a bit of sub DPS damage. But what really matters here for me is that her outro, I believe, gives a 50% heavy attack amp, right? Meaning she's a sustain with heavy attack amp, and that fits perfectly in my Zanny team. Currently, I just use my Zanny with no third slot because she's that strong to clear, and then I put SK on my other team. However, this would allow me to run on my Zanny team as the third slot and put S2 SK on my Zhengliao or Camellia teams, right? However, there's also something else I need to consider with the recent 2.6 Woo-Wah leaks, which is that they are adding 2 hazard tower floors to the middle tower. So instead of what used to be needing 2 good teams to clear the endgame content, you now need 3 good teams. You need 1 decent one to clear the 4th floor on each side tower, and then you need 2 full ones for hazard tower, right? So I am a bit at a crossroads here, because there's no way I can actually perfectly invest into Galbraina and Chisa, considering it's 1 patch apart, right? Like pulling then pulling Galbraina, and then pulling Chisa, all of those characters are only 1 patch apart, right? So it would be pull, and let's all be honest, I don't want to, use characters with half-assed teams, right? I'm not one of those people. I don't care even if I can clear. The point I care about the most is comfortability when using a character, and Kuro is very well known for selling comfortability for DPSs these days behind their best in slot supports and weapons, right? So I plan to go good investment into a character if I go in for them, and so I can go mid investment into since she's just a sustain, and I just want her to give my Zanny her heavy attack amp, plus I can get the weapon on a rerun. However, Chisa or Glorb, these are 2 characters I do want to go good investment into, but I can't get both of them at the same time, of course, right? So I do think if I had to choose between the 2, I would choose Chisa over Glorb, because I just absolutely adore her design. It's a very classic, generic design you see in many media. However, to me, that's fine, right? A lot of people like the overly complex designs that can maybe give, a unique taste to a character. However, I am a sucker for that type of generic design that Chisa has. The sailor uniform outfit, the red eyes, the black hair, ribbon, scissor weapon. She looks like Rio from Blue Archive. I really couldn't ask for anything more, right? To me, she is literally perfect, and that is why she is the banner of my YouTube channel, right? So Chisa, she has a solid chance of actually being a negative status effect DPS. It's been leaked that apparently she will be Glacio, so my guess is she may be the Glacio Chafe negative status effect DPS. For those who don't know, Glacio Chafe, it really doesn't do much. All it does is slow enemies down. That's literally all Glacio Chafe does. However, the negative status effect DPSs, they don't exactly work like, oh, this negative status effect doesn't do this much, so it's not going to matter that much, right? No. what Kuro does is they literally just lock parts of characters' kits or massive percentages of their multipliers behind having stacks of a negative status effect on enemies. Sorry for the background noise, right? It's very hot over here. So if this is going to be the case, then even if Glacial Chafe does like fucking nothing, she'll still do way less damage because of restrictions in her kit without being able to apply a consistent amount of Glacial Chafe, meaning she will likely get her best in slot support, just like a lot of new DPSs in WoW do. Nothing new or surprising, right? So not only would I have to pull back to back to back if I wanted Glorb and Chisa, but there's also something to consider with Chisa's weapon, Glorb's weapon, the best in slot support for Chisa, all that stuff, right? So I unfortunately think, the more I think about this and talk about it, Glorb may actually be skipped by me. As sad as that is to say, of course, I could always change my mind given, maybe animation leaks, kit leaks, maybe she works with someone I already own. However, until then, I think if I had to choose between Glorb and Chisa, I'll always choose Chisa, right? So that's it. A quick video on, my kind of crossroads in WoW currently, as I don't really know who and what to pull for. However, at the end of the day, last resort, last case scenario, Chisa will always be the must pull for me, as she's basically the only reason I'm continuing to play this game, right? That's not like slander towards WoW, by the way. It's not that I don't like WoW, it's that I'm already playing 3 HSR accounts. So, it's pretty hefty on me to play this many gachas already. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of WoW's events. I have made it midway through, I think, Lupa's second part of her story, right? And I've been actually paying attention to it, or trying to. However, that's about it. I'm taking it really slow on WoW because I don't want to force myself and get burnout, right? After all, WoW, I love this game, and I need Chisa. I need Chisa, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out. So I realized this video is less than 40 seconds away from hitting the 8-minute mark. So of course, your capybara will farm a few more seconds just so he can get paid a bit more, right? Oh no, how greedy, right? So in return, I will show you guys my Chisa wallpaper from Wallpaper Engine. Now, unfortunately, she doesn't actually have all that many wallpapers on Wallpaper Engine. However, this one is at least solid and good for now. I'll obviously download and get more in the future, right? Once again, just looking at her, I fucking love her so much, right? I can't wait for her to be added in the game. I wish it's always the best fucking designs, the best characters I like the most that are left for like way at the end of a version. Like, fuck, man, right? So, love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Once again, Chisa supremacy, and peace out. Okay, I promise this is the last time, and I'm actually gonna end the video after this, but I just after finishing that video found this wallpaper on Wallpaper Engine, and I had to share it. This shit is fucking peak, man. Fuck, I love her. That's it. Love you guys. Peace out.